Hi, it's Melissa here and welcome back to my channel. Today I have another layout for the Confessions of a Paper Addict Cutfiles design team, and I'm working with this Joyous Baubles cut file, and Virginia actually made this especially for those of us that are participating in Christmas in July. Of course, you don't just have to use it in July, you could use it any time that you scrap Christmas photos, but she specifically made it because she saw a lot of us were participating. And so, because I'm participating, I thought today is the 29th, tomorrow must be the 30th, so we're coming to the end of a scrappy Christmas in July, and I thought I would save my favourite photo for a scrappy Christmas in July till the end of the month, and I would pair it with this beautiful cut file, and it should be a match made in heaven. So this, I was really running out of paper at this point. I had saved that fa la la background for a special layout. It's the only full sheet of paper that I had left. In case you haven't watched any of my videos on Scrappy Christmas in July, I'm using the Merry Days collection by Crepe Paper, and I'm taking part in the How to Kill a Kit with Style. So I haven't done many videos on here, but I have shared my kit. So if you want to go back through my videos, you'll be able to see the kit that I put together based on the Merry Days collection. And here I'm using the scraps of paper that I used for the first layout I made, which was also for Confessions of a Paper Addict. I did the Stitching Stars cut file, and I was left with all these pieces. I didn't throw them out because they make perfect backing pieces, and so I'm just using my double-sided tape. They don't obviously back the entire photo, but that doesn't matter. I just want some colourful layers around my photo, and so I've just selected a few of them. Some of them were too small to be used for anything, but it's just a good idea to always keep your scraps. And here you can see, like, I really am down to the last bits of paper. So here I'm just trying to make it work with a really thin border for a mat behind my photo. And I love that there's lots of pink in this collection. I like non-traditional Christmas colours and collections, and this collection is perfect. So this is a photo, I think, from 2011 when I only had 2 kids, and they're quite young there and quite cute. My other 2 girls think that that's them in the photo, but it's actually Azaria, who's now 10, and Sam is now 12. But it makes me laugh because they have no doubt that the little boy in the photo is Sam, but they just assume that it's them as the other little girl. So this needed something behind it. I used some Kaisercraft pink, kind of shimmery mist, and then Heidi Swap gold and I think turquoise. And what I've done there is I have sewn a packaging bag, like what you get your thickers or any embellishments, they come in that plastic packaging. I have sewn, so you sew both layers down. So I've sewn around that bauble, which was quite hard to do because I'm not by any means a perfect sewer, and that's a very thin line. And then I'm just using my silhouette tool to push the sequins in so you end up with a pocket. Now, some people would put foam and make it a real shaker pocket and have it lifted up, but I quite like the look of a shaker pocket without it being able to shake. So because the 2 pieces are stitched together, you end up with, it's not a dimensional shaker, it's quite flat, and I just move the sequins around and then they look like they've been shaken, and they stay that way when it's in your album or when it's vertical. So I had to speed it up because I had a bit of trouble trying to get it all in, and fiddled around, and these I think were left over from last month's hip kit, so I wanted to use them all up and not have any left for any kind of embellishing or anything. It's good to kill your supplies. And then I went and stitched the little pocket closed, so just trimming off those longer threads, and the last step is just to trim off the excess packaging. So I'm really happy with how this looks. And then I'm ready to adhere my photo. I did kind of fuss around with whether to put the photo on the left or the right of the baubles, and as you can see, because Santa has dominated the left side of the photo, it looks best on the right. And before I put some foam behind that, I think I didn't even mention before, did I, that I used an eyelet, not an eyelet, I used a brad, like an old school brad, to secure that gold glitter paper. I didn't even bother gluing the glitter paper because it's quite hard to get the glue to stick. And then with these balls, rather than back each little circle separately with pattern paper, I did think about using the gold glitter. I decided to use some more of these brads, and I don't know where I got them, but they are white with just a shimmer on them, and they look really cute. So one is bigger than the other, and the rest are small. So here I'm just using these pop dots. I think they're from 3M, and I really like them, just to give some dimension to this cut file. I could only really put them behind the baubles that were filled in, and then I put a couple of tiny ones at the top of the bow, and well, behind all 3 bows actually, and that just enables the cut file to have some dimension, because otherwise I think this layout would be quite flat. So just pulling all those bits off and adhering it, and I'm loving how it's looking. It's really cute with my cute photo. So then I went through the die cuts and ephemera and bits and pieces embellishments that I had left. I found this Dear Santa card, which I thought was perfect, and that little ho 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 postage stamp would have been perfect too, but I forget about it, and as you'll see soon, I put puffy stickers in the position where I was going to put that. So I've just bent up the top left corner of that Dear Santa. It's a journaling card, got lines on it, and it's perfect for my journaling about my photo. I did struggle with those decorated paper clips, but I think I've used about 3. You get 2 of the same design, so I think I might have used 1 of each. And then these puffy stickers are so beautiful. The texture is really lovely. The little I guess the icons or symbols pictures are really super cute. I didn't like that car because it was driving the wrong way, but I put a little present under the tree. I've used the fa la la, which goes well with the background. Tried the swan, but it's going the wrong way as well. And then they're the cutest little stockings, and I wanted to get them on, so I just played around with a couple of positions, and then I decided to add them next to that paper clip, and I only got 2 on there. I wanted them both to face the same direction, but 2 is fine because at this point we only had 2 kids. So just fiddling around with them to make sure that they're not hidden behind the bow of that bauble. And then there was these tiny little stars, and I decided to use them all up on this layout because I didn't think there was any point just having 1 left over, so just dotted them in groups of 3. And I think, yeah, well, maybe not 3 with the second, just 2. And then that little car was going in the right direction, so I just put it driving towards the tree. So this little, it's like a tag, comes out of one of the gift wrapping kits, and I just put them in with all the other bits and pieces, and I'm just using them as you would with any label. So if there's a little hole, I'm just going to add some twine, and this twine also comes in the gift wrapping kit. So I think I cut too much of the twine off there, but it doesn't matter, it's just adding some texture. So adding my journaling now, and I had to really try and remember what we were doing. It was at the warehouse, which is like a big department store, so obviously we were Christmas shopping, and I just said, because I do kind of remember that the kids were really excited to see Santa, and we had to have a photo and how Sam kind of played around behind Azaria in the photo. And I had to think about my journaling because I really wanted it to fill the whole card, otherwise it would have looked a bit odd. But I managed to do that, and then later on I went back onto Facebook because I know this photo was off there, and I found the date, and I added the date just above that Merry Christmas. Haven't even added it on here, but later on. And I also added one of those buttons and a couple of chipboard bits of branch. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again next month for Confessions of a Paper Addict.